Hey everybody, it's Tuesday. You know what that means.
It means got the truth going up on a Tuesday. Got your girl in the school and she choose it.
So I just came back from DC. I was over there during the election turnout. It was crazy. Even leading up to the votes, while they were still counting them and everything, me identifying at this point in time in my life as a conservative black woman, did not feel comfortable in such a liberal space, not because they were liberals, but because of the hate that they were shouting and showing towards anybody who disagrees with them. And that's what I always see when I'm dealing with outspoken liberals who claim that they accept everybody and are good with anything, and they're all about love and butterflies and equal rights and things like that, except for when it comes to people who disagree with them or think differently than they do. And it was just a hot mess of the things that they were saying and how they were treating people who think conservatively. I don't understand why this always happens. If you were so open and so loving, why aren't you doing that to people who don't share the same views as you? I did not see any people who were representing the Republican side or conservative thought bashing Biden or saying F Biden or harassing people on the streets who don't think like them. Like, can we not see what kind of evil is being portrayed right now in the name of acceptance and love, which are not even really being shown by the people who are claiming to spread those things? When we heard that Biden won, it was just really interesting to see how all of these black people were celebrating and playing R. Kelly out the window and yelling and screaming and standing out of cars and all this stuff. And that made me think, these people really don't know who Joe Biden actually is. They don't know all the things that he's done in the past, the recent past, and what he is doing to actually hurt the people who are celebrating him. With that being said, I thought I'd come on here and share just a little quick fact about Joe Biden's friendship with the former KKK recruiter, Robert Byrd. The Dirty Bird. And he actually looks like a bird. Check it out. Look at that. You see the beak? And I'm not even gonna be mean, but he just resembles a bird. Moving on. Robert Byrd, he was in Congress for 51 years. He was born in 1917 and died in 2010. Although a lot of people respected Robert Byrd in the Democratic Party, yes, he's a Democrat, people don't really talk about how he was a former KKK recruiter. And at his eulogy in 2010, which was literally a decade ago, was not that long ago, Joe Biden gave his eulogy, as well as Hillary Clinton.
Today, our country has lost a true American original, my friend and mentor, Robert C. Byrd. Senator Byrd was a man of surpassing eloquence and nobility, and I will remember him for many things. He was not just its longest serving member, he was its heart, its soul, and its historian. From my first day in the Senate, I sought out his guidance, and he was always generous with his time and his wisdom. I admired his tireless advocacy for his West Virginia constituents, his fierce defense of the Constitution and the traditions of the Senate, and his passion for a government that improves the lives of the people it serves.
As well as your precious black savior, Barack Obama, who literally did nothing but hurt the black and brown community. Don't believe me? Go do your research on the Obama administration and how racism was actually surveyed to be higher during the Obama and Biden administration. But you just re-elected that vice president to be your president of the United States of America. But he was BFFs, he was buddy-buddy with Robert Byrd, who continuously went against legislation that would help Black America. And Joe Biden was close with him because they agreed on a lot of different topics that hurt communities of color. Robert Byrd was a part of the filibuster of the 1964 Civil Rights Act. This act was to be implemented in order to stop the discrimination based on race, sex, gender, etc. Name 5 things that President Donald Trump has done and has said against black people specifically, and tell me that he's a racist based on facts, not based on what the media is saying, not based on what your little friends who are also ignorant are saying. Go into your own research and be an adult, be an American person, and actually use your freedom of speech and go and search up something and create a factual based opinion for once, instead of being a little follower. And look at who you just voted as president to run your country.
We have this notion that somehow if you're poor, you cannot do it. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Joe Biden fought against the desegregation of busing, okay? He didn't want his children to be mingled with people of color. And like I said, I'm not surprised that Biden was so close to Byrd. You know why? Because the KKK has its roots in the Democratic Party. If you don't believe me, go look it up. Do your history research that they probably didn't teach you in schools. And since schools are becoming more liberal and taking a lot of the truth out, exposing the truth on racist roots of America that's based in the Democratic Party, because the Republicans were the ones who were fighting to pass the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments for the civil participation and recognition of black people in America. You have Robert Byrd, former KKK leader. You have Joe Biden joining Congress in 1973. They're all close, right? But the Democratic Party has racist roots in the KKK and Jim Crow. Not only did Joe Biden support him and support the ideas of pushing against any kind of legislation that would free black America at the time, he also did his part in supporting Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood is set up in neighborhoods of color, neighborhoods of low socioeconomic status, and is the #1 killer of black lives. But you want to say all Black Lives Matter, but what about the unborn ones? Planned Parenthood was founded by Margaret Sanger, who spoke to the women's branch and the KKK. So do you see this motif of racism? And for those who think that Obama is for you just because of the color of his skin, because he didn't do anything. It then takes President Trump to be in office, who's not even a politician, to even make Juneteenth as a recognized federal holiday, a national holiday. Why did it take President Trump to sign the First Step Act to free tens of thousands of people of color who were locked up for nonviolent crimes? But then you have Kamala Harris prosecuting 1,900 cases, then throwing black and brown men and women in jail and tearing their families apart. And Joe Biden did that with the 1994 crime bill. And y'all are just blindly parading in the streets, thinking that America has changed, thinking that America is no longer racist, but you elected a racist president.
Bruh.
Makes 0 sense. Do your research. And Hillary Clinton, she's evil. Oh no, don't say that. She's a woman. All right. Have you heard of Jezebel? Have you ever looked anywhere? There's some evil women. And Obama has a lot of wickedness under his belt too. Oh no, you can't say that. He was the first black president. I don't give a crap. He didn't do anything for us. I don't care what color he is. He could be green for all I care. The ninja didn't help us. Then Trump implements all these different policies that are actually empowering instead of crippling black America and all American people. And then he's a racist all of a sudden, but he wasn't racist during the rap videos that he was mentioned in. He wasn't racist when he was a businessman and owning all these hotels and business agencies. No. And he condoned white supremacy tens of times on camera.
In one voice, our nation must condemn racism, bigotry, and white supremacy. These sinister ideologies must be defeated. Hate has no place in America.
And you had people, and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally. Racism is evil. And those who cause violence in its name are criminals and thugs, including the KKK, neo-Nazis, white supremacists, and other hate groups that are repugnant to everything we hold dear as Americans.
But you don't see that on the media. No. All of you can agree that if President Donald Trump was even caught taking a picture with someone like Robert Byrd, a former KKK recruiter, an obvious racist, y'all would tear him down. But now you elected somebody who called a KKK member a mentor and a dear friend.
Byrd was a parliamentary library, a keeper of the institution of the Senate, and he was the institution itself. But to me, and many people here today, like guys I see, Bill Bradley and Jim Sasser, who've long left the Senate, for a lot of us, he was a friend, and he was a mentor, and he was a guide.
And you're celebrating in the streets because he might take office. And I say might because there's something that happened with the voting and rechecking that people are doing right now. So who knows? But the point is, I'm sick of the liberals and the left pretending that they are the innocent ones when they're the ones that are encouraging people to go burn down their neighborhoods, go set things on fire, go say F people and do all these horrible things to everyone under the name of acceptance and love and equality. And the left is the one that is separating Americans and stratifying them into these demographics of turning the rich against the poor, the white against black, blue against red. And then conservatism on the Republican Party, you know what they say? They say, oh yeah, y'all are all American, you get equal rights. Yeah, y'all are all American, you get equal opportunities. Here's job opportunities. Here are programs and policies that are actually going to empower you. Here are chances for you to do something with your life because we see that you have potential. And we're not going to baby you or cripple you or say, oh, poor you, you're black, you can't make it here. Poor you, you're gay, you can't make it here. The left is the side that is making LGBTQ individuals and people of color seem as they are victims and they want to be treated as such, and it doesn't make any sense. This is Politicking Tuesday. No politricking over here. I'm just sick of it all, y'all. We need justice. If you all really are so obsessed with figuring out labeling people as racist, go look at your president-elect. Why don't you start there? How about you hold him accountable? Let's be fair. Let's play this fair, okay? Make sure you subscribe. There'll be more videos on a lot of different things coming your way.
And if you're mad, good. That means I made you uncomfortable and you're experiencing cognitive dissonance, and you might want to go check your biases. You might want to go check some information that might make you even more uncomfortable, because
that's the only way to grow. And this country needs to change a lot of things on both the left and the right. So let's move forward together. Peace.